What it do, baby? What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Capo167 bringing you another Outriders build video. And in this build video, I present to you the Bleed build version 2. Now, understand that I've done this build video 7 months ago. Yes, 7 months ago. I was a Devastator main. Devastator was my first class that I started playing Outriders with. Since then, sadly, I've gone away from Devastator. I moved over to Pyromancer. I got some speedrun records with him. Then from there, I switched over to Crit Daddy's Technomancer. And now I figured, you know what? I've neglected Devastator so much. Let's come back to him in the new horizon. Because with the Fortress change, I understand a lot of people were saying, oh my god, AP builds are destroyed. They're done. Which they did take a big hit. Toby, we need a buff, all right? We need an AP build buff. But I wanted to show you that really not much has changed as far as the Bleed build. So if you want to take a look at my original Bleed build video that I did 7 months or 8 months ago, go ahead and check it out and then take a look at this one. You're going to see it's really not big of a difference, okay? So let's get to it. As far as the skills, we're going to be using Earthquake, Golem, Gravity Leap. Gravity Leap has an 11.8 seconds cooldown. Earthquake has a 6.7 second cooldown. And Golem has a 15.7 second cooldown. Now, with this, you can also use Reflect Bullets. But at that point, it is your preference. I like using Golem because, one, you get a little bit more survivability. But two, I usually tend to forget to use this third skills, even though it's very important, and you're going to see in the skill tree that you should be using this skill a lot more because it gives you more damage. But that's the reason why people would use Reflect Bullets more, because you can control this, okay? You can actually control this skill, okay? You can toggle it on and off, and with the new update, what it does is if you toggle it off early, what happens is you get 90% of your cooldown back. So essentially, you would have Reflect Bullets back before the 10 seconds is up on your 45% more anomaly power. Okay? And we're going to take a look at that when we take a look at the class tree, which we're going to do right now. So we go down, we take the bottom route, and as you can see, we get 10% more AP by using this node. PCF, Square Enix, Toby, we need to bump this up to 12%, okay? But that's for a whole different conversation, a whole different video. I just want to let you know that, though. We need to up these nodes up another 2%, okay? Then we go here and we take some cooldown. We get some skill leech, more anomaly power. We go up and we get more cooldown for the protection. And then we use the strong arm of anomaly. So whenever we use the class melee skill, it increases the resistance piercing by 15% for each hit enemy for 10 seconds. Right here, Paladin. Using protection skill increases anomaly power by 45% for 10 seconds. So this is why I say, hey, some people or most people now use Reflect Bullets, right? Because now you can toggle it on and off. So essentially, by the time this 10 second is up, you already have Reflect Bullets on, ready to go again. So you can essentially, what you can do is just continuously refresh this 10 seconds. Okay? So you essentially, what you can do is refresh this 10 seconds and continuously have the 45% more anomaly power throughout the whole map. So this is why usually most people will use Reflect Bullet. I use the Golem because I like a little bit more survivability. Sometimes I put myself in those little tight spots where I'm like, holy crap, I'm about to die. I crack on some Golem, and it allows me to use Earthquake or any other of my skills to where I'm able to heal myself, okay? And also, the cooldown's really only 5.7 seconds. Yes, I do know, like I'm going to say again, that Reflect Bullets, you're able to just maintain that 45%. anomaly power throughout the whole map. And yes, should you go that route? Absolutely. I mean, absolutely, right? It makes sense. But for those individuals that may have a little bit more issues with survivability in this build, well, then you can also use Golem, and then your cooldown will only be a 5.7 second cooldown, vice the whole 15, because you're going to have Paladin for 10 seconds, right? Going back to the tree, we get some resistance piercing here. More cooldown on the gravity leap. Increase anomaly power. More cooldown on the earthquake by 15%. More anomaly power there. Increase damage by 20% against enemy below 30% health. Increase my anomaly power there. Bleed afflicted on enemy deals 30% more damage. As you see, I don't waste my time on the bleed duration or on blood donation. I don't waste my time on the bleed duration because it's useless to use those two mods. 100% useless. In solo play, you're going to kill the enemy way before the bleed goes away. All right, you're going to kill them. So these are two nodes that I feel personally are going to be useless. And if you're in group play with Devastator, your teammates are going to kill the enemies, okay? Pretty fast, all right? So I feel like these two nodes, the Red Rivers nodes, are 100% useless, all right? We're going to come back and we're going to discuss Strong Arm of the Law when we go through the build, okay? But once again, I have Bloodbath, which gives me 30% more damage to enemies afflicted with bleed. I do not touch blood donation for the one reason and one reason only, is I am so used to playing without this node. All right, and that's just 100% facts. It wasn't working correctly before the patch, and now that they fixed it, it's like, hey, I'm pretty good. I've learned how to play without this node. So I'd rather put whatever I was gonna use here, I'd rather use somewhere else, right? And that's just what I would prefer. Okay. Also protected by anomaly. I don't use the 40% more armor, right? That's boosted from my anomaly power. I do not go that route because once again, it's a tank build, right? And every time you use your skills, you're gonna heal, all right? And whenever you kill an enemy that's at close range, as you can see, every close range kill heals you by 24% of your max health. So usually you're gonna be just fine running this tank build right here, all right? Because Devastator is a tank, and anytime you use your skills, you're gonna heal, okay? More resistance piercing here. More bloodbath, so I'm going to deal 60% more damage to enemy that are afflicted with bleed. And last but not least, Earth Heritage increases my seismic skill base damage by 50%. So this is where Earthquake comes in, and Earthquake is going to basically be the foundation to my rotation, right? Let's take a look at the build now. We're going to go with first the helmet, and it's the Seismic Commander helmet. It comes with anomaly power, status power, and skill life leech. I've added second quake onto it. It comes with blood shock. Earthquake inflicts bleed on enemies damaged by the skills. And then I added second quake. The skill can be activated one more time before triggering the cooldown. So now I can do Earthquake twice. The Seismic Commander 3-piece bonus increased damage towards enemies with bleed by 50%. So not only am I getting 50% from the 3-piece bonus, I'm also getting 60% from the skill tree, right? As far as the chest piece, it comes with anomaly power, status power, and cooldown reduction. It comes with Earth Legacy, increases the skill range by 60%. This is a very valuable mod right here because you're able to reach out and hit those enemies that are a little bit further out and inflict bleed on them, right? And then I added Despair. Enemies within the damage radius of Gravity Leap will receive 2 times more anomaly damage by 5 seconds. So I will discuss the rotation a little bit later, but this is why Gravity Leap is very valuable because it basically doubles your anomaly damage, right? Going over to the Seismic Commander legs. Anomaly power, status power, and some more cooldown reduction. It comes with Tainted Blood. Increase the damage dealt to enemies afflicted with bleed by 25%. And then I went ahead and added Extra Quake on it, which the skill can be activated one more time. So now I can use Earthquake 3 times. Taking a look at the gloves. The gloves comes with anomaly, power, cooldown reduction, and status power, right? You want status power because what status power does, it not only increases the damage, right, the tick of the bleed, but it also gives it a duration. Once again, it is why I do not waste my time with the duration nodes in the skill tree, because the status power that I'm going to have in my gear pieces are going to increase that time. All right. So it came with Ground Crush, which increased the skill-based damage by 84,000. And then I went ahead and I added Double Jump, which skill can be used twice before triggering the cooldown. So now I can use Earthquakes 3 times, and I can use Gravity Leap twice. And looking at the boots, anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and status power, it came with Untamed Power. 1 second, chat. 1 second. I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say. Capo, why aren't you not using Unstoppable Force? Hold on. I'm going to get to that in a minute. I went ahead and I added Captain Hunter. Increases my damage against elites by 25%. Now, let's discuss Untamed Power. Now, one, Capo plays pretty close range, okay? I play at a close range area. Well, not close range area, but I play close to the enemies, okay? I like to do my damage basically on top of the enemy, okay? So, using Untamed Power, it says, using skills deal 49,787 damage to enemies within a 5-meter radius around you. The damage is equal to 30% of your anomaly power, right? So essentially, this 49,000 is 30% of my anomaly power. Let's take a look at Unstoppable Force. Okay. Okay, as we can see here, it says Unstoppable Force increases your anomaly power by 50% of your resistant piercing. Hold on. I know what you're going to say. I know. You're going off right now. Hold on. Now, 50% of my resistant piercing. So if I take a look at this, my resistant piercing right now is at 30%. So 50% of that is 15%, right? And as we go back and we look at, where it go? Unstoppable Force, it increases my anomaly power by 50% of my resistant piercing. So 15% of my resistant piercing is not going to be equal to this 30% of my anomaly power, right? Hold on. Because it's only going to be 15% of this anomaly power. Yes, I do know, but Capo, you have to melee. That's the one thing I don't do. I do not know why. It is not in my repertoire of when I use Devastator, okay? It's not, I don't melee. But if you do melee, if you do use it in your rotation, then yes, go ahead and use Unstoppable Force. Now, I'm going to tell you why. Because when you melee with Devastator, you increase your resistance piercing. Yes, you do increase it. So now it will increase that anomaly power way more than Untamed Power, okay? It's going to do it, right? And here's something else you can do. If you do melee, then you can go ahead and double the damage of this class melee skills. You see what I'm saying? So you can probably take away one of this skill leech and you can add it right here and use it for the strong arm of the law. And then, hold on, chat. I know, listen. After using class melee skill, it increases your resistance piercing by 15% for each hit enemy, right? So yes, if you're gonna melee, right, and yes, do I need to start using the melee? Yes, I may want to start putting it in my repertoire. But if you are already using the melee, then I would recommend that instead of Untamed Power, you use Unstoppable Force, okay? Because let's just say you hit 3 enemies. Well, now your resistance piercing is up by 45%. Just alone with this node. And then you have 30% already, right? So now that puts you at 75%. And now you cut that in half. And at that moment, your anomaly power is going to be way higher than what it would be with Untamed Power. Okay? So now that I've given you that explanation, it is on you. If you prefer to use the Untamed Power, like, yeah, I don't feel like wasting my time meleeing, then yes, go Untamed Power. But if you're that guy and you start your rotation with a melee in the middle, right, in the middle of a mob or in the middle of just a whole bunch of elites, whatever the case may be, then yes, I would recommend that you don't take this rejuvenation. You add it here so that way you could do a little bit more damage, right? You double your damage and then you can benefit off of the Unstoppable Force. All right? So now that I've explained that to you, please don't kill me. Do not kill me. I just use it because I don't melee that much, all right? Should I? I should. It gives me more AP, but I don't. Okay, so don't beat me up, chat. All right? Don't beat me up. Now, as far as weapons, I'm using the Death Shield, right? And it comes with Fortress. Shots increase your current armor and resistance by 5%, stacking up to 3 times. So that's basically 15%, right? So I take 3 shots. At maximum stack, the buff is doubled and additionally grant 30% damage increase for 10 seconds. So as you're going to see, my rotation is basically I take 3 shots with my Death Shield, then I hit Golem, I Earthquake 3 times, and then I Gravity Leap, okay? That is my rotation right there, chat. All right, and then I use my secondary weapon, which we're going to take a look at that next. And since I'm shooting my Death Shield, why not add Shadow Comet to it, okay? So I added Shadow Comet to it, and shots call down a comet dealing 231,000 damage to enemies within a 3.5 meter radius. So that gives me a little bit of AoE there, all right? Now, as far as my second weapon, I'm using the Guillotine, which comes with Radiation Blast, right? Reloading causes a small explosion that inflicts vulnerable and deals 368,000 damage to enemies within a 5 meter radius. I combine that with Moaning Winds, right? Reloading creates a strong blast around you, dealing 617,000 damage to enemies in a 8 meter radius, right? So now, you're saying, I know, yes, Moaning Winds has a universal cooldown. We all know that. But you combine that with Radiation Blast. So what I do is I switch weapons. I take 1 shot with the Guillotine because it's a pump shotgun and it does some damage. And then I reload. And then you combine the Moaning Winds with the Radiation Blast. And you're going to see that I basically kill the elites or any enemies around me, right? Then as far as the pistol, Torment and Agony, I really don't use it. There's no reason to use it anymore because you can't cycle through Moaning Winds. But for whatever reason, if you want to use Moaning Winds on your pistol, make sure you keep Clip Combustion and you just add Moaning Winds to it. Okay? Now, let's take a look at a couple of options that we have when we don't, let's say you don't want to use Shadow Comet, right? You could use Claymore Turret, right? Which shot damage 4 enemies within a 6 meter radius with Anomaly Blade, and it deals 207,000 damage. Okay, you can definitely use Claymore Turret. All right, I know a lot of people have been using that. So this is definitely an option for you. Kinetic Stomp is an option, right? Shots create a seismic shock around you, right? Dealing 1,710 damage in a 5-meter radius. So you have options now, right, that you can go with. Or you could just go with the guillotine and you can swap out Moaning Winds, or you can swap, you have options, all right? These mods actually have a role now. So if you guys don't want to use Shadow Comet, you want to use Kinetic Stomp, hey, go right ahead. Or if you want to use Claymore Turret with the Radiation Blast, you absolutely can go that way. So that way you can leave the Moaning Winds on the pistols. You can absolutely do it that way also. Okay, so you have options now on as far as what mods on this weapon you want to utilize. Okay, and there you have it, guys. This is the version 2 of the bleed build. Okay, not much has changed. Really, nothing's really changed but the mods on the weapon. Okay, and if you want to use Reflect Bullets, you absolutely can use it now. I just wanted to do an updated version of this build, the New Horizon version, so that way you guys know that, hey, nothing much has changed. Just mostly now the rotation is going to be you take 3 shots with the Death Shield, you proc Golem or Reflect Bullets so you can get Paladin going, and then you go Earthquake and then Gravity Leap. Alright? I hope this helps you guys out. Please be sure to check me out on Twitch. The link will be in the description with the times that I'll be live. You never know, I can be live right now, willing and able to answer any and all your questions concerning this build and all other builds. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Please smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all my upcoming build videos here on YouTube. I'll also leave the description or the link in the description to my Discord so you guys can come over, check out the Discord. We have a vast amount of other builds in that Discord. There's also a channel there where you're more than welcome to share your version of the builds or any other builds that you may have into that Discord, because we all love to see the different variations of builds, not only for Devastator, but for all the other classes. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you guys. I'm out.
Who the hell are you? Now they think I'm falling for this painfully obvious trap. We're a bunch of clowns. Did that feral maniac capture them for sport? I think that's the last of the monsters, but that maniac isn't too happy about it. Here we go. Bad shot. Maybe you'll finally shut up now. The pod is ours.
Outrider detected. Access granted.